You've probably already heard the usual guitar recording tips. Change your strings, use amp sims, double track, blah blah blah. Today I'm giving you 3 real studio secrets with some unexpected tricks that pro engineers use that you're probably not doing, but you should be. So let's dive straight in. Okay, yeah, so you probably already know that you should be using your high Z input on your audio interface. But here's what most people miss, and that's getting your DI signal to sound as good as it possibly can do on its own. So here's some unexpected tips to help you achieve that. And firstly, think about using a compressor on the way in. If you have some compressor hardware, then you can use it on the way in before you hit your audio interface. But if you don't, you can also achieve good results just using a compressor plug-in whilst you're tracking. What you're listening out for is to smooth out the pick attack without squashing the dynamics of the performance. This will give your amp sims a more consistent tube-like feel by mimicking the compression that it would have experienced going through the tube amp. The next one to listen out for is to avoid noisy pickups next to your computer monitor. If you're experiencing that when you're DI, then take a step back, rotate away from the screen, or even completely away from the screen to eradicate that really unpleasant sound. Thirdly, think about tracking with a clean boost or an EQ pedal on the way in. A little bit of EQ shaping or a little boost from a mini boost pedal like this one can give you a little bit of a musical edge. I really like this spark pedal. It gives a very transparent fatness to a guitar sound. The bottom line is you don't just have to record clean, do what you need to do to get that DI signal singing. So you already know that double tracking adds width, but here's how to do it like a pro. We're not just looking for loudness, we want to get those guitars deep. So here's a few more unexpected tips. And firstly, think about changing your playing angle slightly. If you move your palm muting to a slightly different angle, or if you play a bit further down the string, it can bring in those sonic variations that can really fatten up your double tracking. Secondly, use a different amp setting for each take. If you're working with amp sims, then consider changing the settings slightly on your amp sim. If you're working with real amps, then make the most of your microphone and adjust it so you create that difference in your double track. Adding a touch of modulation to one side can also give you an extra dimension that you can feel whilst not necessarily hear. And thirdly, consider recording a ghost layer underneath. So not just double tracking, but triple tracking, but with that third track panning it down the center and keeping it very, very low in the mix. What that's going to do is help to glue together your left and right, and bring some cohesion to the whole performance without cluttering up that stereo image. Ultimately, when I'm double tracking, rather than just thinking about doubling 2 guitars, I'm considering more about how much depth I can bring into the sound. Now, this one might sound obvious, but this really is the difference between the pros and the amateurs. Pros don't fix bad tones. They simply don't record them in the first place. So if you're struggling with your tone or you can't quite work out what's missing, here's a great tip, and that's really treat it like a mix, in that if you're struggling with your mix, one of the first things you'd be doing is checking out some other mixes and using some reference tracks. Do that with your guitar recordings too, whether that's an isolated take or whether it's a guitar sound in one of your favorite songs. Pull it up, compare them side by side, and you'll soon work out what's missing. This next one is absolutely massive. Record your guitar tone at mix volume. So we all know that loud tones feel different than quiet ones. It's an age-old classic from recording studios. When you listen to your mix, they crank up really loud and everyone thinks, yeah, it sounds brilliant, until you stick it in your car on the way home. The same goes for when you're recording guitar. It's so tempting to crank up that guitar really loud. But when you come to record it and you start working in the mix, it kind of falls apart. Now, the same thing can also go if you're recording with your tones too quiet. Put simply, I think you're better off working at mix volume rather than too quiet or too loud when you're working with the guitar tone. And thirdly, you can experiment with baking in some subtle movement, whether that's a bit of chorus, a little bit of tremolo, or even a bit of reverb. The key with this stuff is subtlety. Too much and it's going to smear your tone, but a little bit might just get you where you want to be. The takeaway here is that tone isn't just about EQ and gain, it's also about vibe and dynamics and context. Don't be afraid to experiment. So there you go, there's 3 real studio secrets to achieve better sounding electric guitar recordings, each with a little twist that you may well have not tried. Shape your DI like it's your final tone, double track with purpose, not just repetition, and thirdly, craft your tone in the context of the mix. All these things can elevate your recording from sounding okay to awesome. If you want to learn more about recording electric guitar, I've got a free guitar EQ cheat sheet which you can grab right now below this video. You'll also find a link to my course Pro Mix Method. It's 100% free and it will help you to start getting better mixes from your home studio today. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to comment in the comment box below. Let me know what tips you're going to be using in your next mix. Like and subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, you definitely want to check this next one out.